Who can hear me now? I think you guys can hear me now. Let me double check me. All right, now we're good. We're good. Leave it to me. I mean, there's always something. I always screw something up, but that's why you love me, right? That's what I hate about myself, but it's all good. Such is life when we're live streaming. So welcome, guys. I can't believe that I've been talking for the last, I don't know, 2-3 minutes to myself, but you got to see my pretty face while I made an ass out of myself. But anyway, welcome to Own the Chaos, where I try to own all of it, but sometimes it's just not possible. But my name is Brad. I trade over-the-counter stocks. This is what I do every day, and I find a lot of success in doing it, so much so that this is my full-time job. I do much better at trading than I do this YouTube thing, clearly. But I've created a community. It's called We Trade HQ. It is a free community for you to join. You're able to communicate with other like-minded individuals, whether you're trading over-the-counter stocks, bid boards, forex, options, cryptocurrency. We've built a community that's surrounded around all of that. So no matter what area of the market that you're trading in, there is a place at We Trade HQ for you. So if you're interested in that, there's links down in the description. I will also be showing you We Trade HQ how it all works and how we can all benefit from the platform itself. And I'll go into that later. But I wanted to touch on, today's the last Friday of 2018. I wanted to go over not only the stocks that I was watching on Sunday, hence the follow-up Friday segment, but I thought it'd be kind of fun and interesting to just go over my best trades for the year, or my best trade. We'll just narrow it down to just one good trade that I made this year and the worst trade I made this year. I think it puts into perspective, that I'm human just like everybody else. And if you're following somebody who did not have a red trade this year, or even several red trades this year, then they're probably lying to you. Let's just put it that way. But I thought it'd be fun to do it that way. And if you're watching this at a later date, you want to put in your best trades and your worst trades, feel free to put them down in the comments below and let everybody else know how you did for 2018. I'm certainly looking forward to 2019. Us as a community is going to grow so much more in 2019. We have a lot of great things coming in the future. For 2019, it's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to 2019 and what it's got in store, not only for me personally, but also for the We Trade HQ platform. So I can't thank you guys enough. We started this venture in 2018. It's been an amazing run so far, and it's all been because of you guys. So thank you so much for providing us with all the support and love, and just believing in us from day one. I know a lot of you guys that are tuning in right now who have no problem giving me a hard time about my screw ups, which I completely love. I think it's great. I love making fun of myself. But just, again, from the bottom of my heart and from the We Trade HQ family, thank you so much for giving us that support. So I'll go over the three stocks that I was watching this week, and then I'll touch back on my best trade and my worst trade for the year. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you as per the usual. I'll pull up the stocks that I had here for We Trade HQ. So the first one was FTEG. Now, guys, we called this out. Looked like bottom was in actually around the 0016 range. Made a good play on this at 0018. For those of you who are in my daily mentorship group, we observed this at 0018 as being a nice solid bottom when it started to turn back up. And it has done really well since then. Well over 200% gains from the 0018 entry. And it's come back down to earth a little bit. Anytime there's a significant catalyst comes out, there's this very common theme where we call it selling the news. And that's kind of what happened today on Friday. But, still, the highs here were 0066. There's plenty of opportunity here to make significant gains on FTEG. The thing is just really thin. I mean, if you look at this previously when filings were being dropped on FTEG, we had folks within our mentorship group that made 1,000% on its first run. And since then, it's kind of come down a little bit. Again, bottomed out around 0016, 0015 range. and has steadily made a nice little run since then over the last week or so. It's been a great play for a lot of us, and I think FTEG could just be the beginning here, but I did protect my initial investment, made some pretty decent gains on it overall. Right now, I just have free shares just sitting in there playing with house money at this point. PACV was pretty flat, didn't do anything. It had some movement, but not any kind of significant movement to really speak of. But again, like I said, it was a pretty slow week overall, just because considering the time of year it is, there's not much to speak of. A PACV didn't really move. Last one was INKW. I'll pull up the daily chart here for you on WeTradeHQ.com, and it was really choppy. The movement here was really choppy. I'm still very much in. I haven't sold one share of INKW since I've entered it. I see so much more potential for this going into the 2019 year, for reasons that I have already gone over several times. But for the week, considering the low volume, there's a lot of games being played on this because there's not a whole lot of shares left to go around on it. And we'll just kind of keep an eye on it, monitor it from here. My average on this is 1.5 cents all the way back in November. I've just seen nothing but great potential for this, and since the DTC chill has come off and it's now tradable on TD Ameritrade, I think that this could definitely have potential in 2019, barring a significant catalyst for INKW. So one out of the three that we were watching this week did very well, and to my point of diversifying your portfolio and how I find success, I think that even though two of these stocks didn't do all that great, they really didn't move, period. FTEG was the one that was the big winner for me this week, and for a lot of our folks within the WeTradeHQ community as well. So those were the three stocks that I was watching this week. They moved, some of them moved. Well, one of them moved. The other two didn't really do anything. So we'll see what 2019 holds. I'll obviously go over what I'm looking at for 2019 on Stockwatch Sunday. So please, if you're not subscribed, go ahead and push that subscribe button, and hit the like button as well. You'll get Stockwatch Sunday on the stocks that I'm watching. As long as you're subscribed, you'll get notified when I go live for that. So my best trade for 2018. My best trade for 2018 was, oddly enough, MSPC, which was arguably the biggest piece of shit stock of 2018. But it just goes to show that even though there's stocks out there that are absolute garbage, there's still money to be made on them, and it is possible. MSPC was a very heavy stock when I traded it. Now it's 3 times as heavy. What I mean by that is that the share structure, the float, the amount of tradable shares has tripled since I made that trade back on MSPC back in March. That was my biggest trade ever. I made over $20,000 on one trade. Guys, I literally played it at the absolute bottom. I got in at 0002, 0003, rode it all the way up into the high 002 range, and by far I wouldn't say by far, but it was my biggest trade ever. My worst trade ever. I was trying to think. It has to be LTSN. LTSN was one that I was really high on. I got in 0021 was my entry. Went up well over 0045. Looked like it was going to continue that way, and then all of a sudden somebody pulled the rug out from underneath of me and a lot of other folks, and all of a sudden volume and shares showed up out of nowhere, and that was one for me that was probably my worst trade of 2018. There's plenty of other ones that I'm sure you guys can chime in on. LIBE was one that everybody just took a big old dump on. Gosh, that came from what? I think 4 or 5 cents, and now it's 000. I mean, such is life in the OTC. LIBE was probably a big old turd for 2018. There was a lot. I mean, there was a lot. HIPH, yeah, it could have been a really good one. That was one I sold out way too early on. Made a decent profit, but man, I could have made 30, 40 grand on that easily if I had just stayed in it. But hey, such is life. You stick to your plan, and that's kind of like what I want to leave you guys with. You stick to your plan, and you don't deviate from that no matter what. Every time that I stray away from my strategy, from my plan, I always end up making a bad trade. I always end up getting too greedy. I'll hold on to it too long, and then I end up screwing myself in the end. So that's kind of the method to our madness, and that's why we've come up with these mentorship programs and these courses to be able to provide you with coaching and to help you develop that discipline to stick to your plan, whatever that is. Whatever risk tolerance you're sticking with, we try to encourage you and coach you to stick with that. And every time you get too greedy or you get too ahead of yourself, more times than not, you end up screwing yourself in the end. So that's one of those things that we aim to do within the We Trade HQ community. Kiko within our mentorship is also very good at what he does with OTCs. I mean, the community he's built and the community that he's surrounded himself around with, not just We Trade HQ but others outside of that, has just been amazing. And he's really revolutionized the how you trade these OTCs. And some people might not like it, but man, does it work. And the proof is in the pudding. People are coming out of that group more successful and more educated than they were before, as well as mine. And I'm not one that really try to toot my own horn a lot. I always like to lift a lot of other people up. But people come into my group and they leave better off than when they started. So that goes for the course that I have and the mentorship that I have, the daily mentorships that both Kiko and I have. And having said that, there's more to come. We have more mentors showing up for We Trade HQ, and literally starting next week, we have another mentors coming next week. We have partnerships that we're developing and creating. Guys, we literally have a partnership now where we're going to be able to provide you guys. We worked out a deal, and we really went to bat for you guys on this, where you will be able to get commissions, $2.95 commissions. I can't go into too much detail right now, but next week you will find out the whole story. You'll be able to find out how you can get $2.95 commissions per trade. It's going to be amazing. Like I said, We Trade HQ is going to be the place to be come 2019. So guys, I can't thank you enough for being a part of our family, our We Trade HQ family, and the Own the Chaos family for 2018. And I'm just super excited for that. So with that, if you want to leave some of your best and worst stocks of 2018 down in the comments below, if you're watching this at a later time, please feel free to do so. I'd love to see how well you guys did, or maybe how not so well you guys did, just so that we can all learn from each other's mistakes. So that's the name of the game. That's why we're all in this together. So thank you guys so much. I will see you all for Stock Watch Sunday. That is all for me, and B Smith is out. Have a great weekend, guys.